I think minimalism works, and don't take offence at this, but minimalism works if it's part of the decor.
Yeah.
But when you've got no decor and, like, prior to me moving in, like, it was like you had just moved in. There was, like, nothing.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, minimalism works when it's part of the decor.
Yeah.
But if you strip away the decor and you've just got minimalism, you have nothing.
Yeah.
Like, it's homely.
Yeah.
Minimalism
This is nice
can be
now.
homely if it's... Like, when you go and you see all those, like, stealth kitchens.
Yeah.
It still feels homely because it's part of the decor, but, like,
Yeah.
you wouldn't want to go in a kitchen and it be bare because it's minimalist in a sense of, like, let's get rid of everything.
Yeah, the way that the flat was when you first started coming over, though, that was never like the final vision for it. I'd spent a couple of years getting rid of shit.
Yeah.
And then it was going to be like, okay, now what do I do with it? And then instead of whatever plans I would have had, obviously, we got together and you moved in, and then we've had loads of other stuff we wanted to do rather than spend money on renovations, but we'll get there.
I'm very much on the like the idea of a black and white stealth kitchen.
I like that.
Like black cabinets, white tops.
Yeah.
Everything's like hidden, like fridge built into the cabinets, kind of.
Yeah.
Vibe.
This.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of those ovens where it's like pulls out of the, like it's into the cupboard kind of thing.
Yeah.
You need a garage as well.
Yes.
For the project car.
Yes.
And the car that will spend 6 years not being on the road and being in bits.
Lovely. I'm so excited for this.
Mm.
Hi, I'm Kirizal.
Hi.
You can choose your own way. Set your sights real high, don't you be dismayed. You got every damn right to live your life now.
Hi, I'm Kirizal.
And I'm Alexea.
And today we're going to be doing a little tour of our toy box. So I thought I'll grab the toys one at a time and we'll have a little chat about what we like about them, any issues we've had with them. Be fun.
Yeah, I have lots of Lego and Pokemon cards.
We could do them another time.
Oh.
I remember when we first got together and I was having to stand in the shop, like, having a panic attack about whether or not we could afford cheese. And then I came home and you happily were unpacking and told me that you had, like, what, £2,000 worth of Pokemon cards in a box?
A little bit more than that, but yeah.
Yeah, I was, like, ready to die.
But they're nice.
They are nice. I'm glad you still have them. Let's look at our kind of toys. So we'll start off with... let's start with your favourite.
My favourite.
So this one looks like it does nothing. This is literally just a wooden spatula from... Did we get this in IKEA?
Yes.
Yeah, so this was on our IKEA shopping trip, and I think you picked this one up, and I was thinking, like, oh, this will be a bit tame, this will just be for warm-ups, and you do use it for warm-ups, but it's not tame. What do you like about this?
It's slappy. It makes a really good sound.
Yeah,
Yeah, I love it. It's slappy, it's light, and I can actually use it with my nails.
it's
That's why I
got a
love
decent
kitchen
handle.
utensils, because they're like, the handles are appropriately sized.
Yeah.
More like toy manufacturers need to make thicker handles.
Yeah. I think, well, I mean, we'll get to the cane in a bit, but I still think we should get, like, one of those pool noodles to put around it, so it'll be easier for you to hold.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think to say what I like about this. I think I like how much I hate it.
Yeah.
Like, if I need to have a good cry, this is the best one. Like, when we get onto some of the other toys, you'll see that everything else looks way scarier than this, but honestly, this is the toy I'm most scared of. I think when you get this out, I'm just like, oh god, no. Like, it's... I think because it's so slappy, it really stings. And I'm much better with thuddy than I am with Stingy. I like Stingy when it's like blood play toys, but with most impact stuff, I prefer like the thuddy feeling, like the kind of deep impact bruising stuff. This, it just stings so badly.
It's fun.
Yeah, it does make a good noise. I agree with you on that. And it is good for making me cry. And it is, much as it hurts a lot for a warm-up, it is good for like getting the skin warm as well, because of it being slappy, it brings all the blood to the surface.
Yeah, definitely.
That's good.
It's good.
Yeah. Awesome. Let's look at something else. This is a lot more my vibe. This is thuddy, but it also does some fun damage. So yeah, this one, it's mostly thuddy more than anything, especially so it's got a flat side there, and that does some really nice bruising. More so on other people than me. Like on me, it's little like freckly bruises usually, unless you're using it for ages.
Yeah, some of their other words. Some of our other play partners have got like some immense bruises from it.
Yeah, that last session we had where there was just like black everywhere.
Yeah, it was.
That's the bruises I deserve, but I don't get.
No, you don't deserve it. Otherwise, you'd have them.
My body just doesn't work like that.
No.
It's so frustrating. But yeah, the flat side's really good for bruising, and then the other side, they're not sharp spikes, but it's got these little like bumps, And those, if you're using it hard, they break the skin. But it's like blunt force trauma, not cutting, so it's messy.
If anyone doesn't know what this is, it's a meat tenderizer, so it does exactly to a butt what you'd expect it to. If you've ever used one of these on meat, it does the exact thing you'd expect it to.
Sort of, but it makes the meat softer, and it gives my bum corners.
It's kind of the same thing it does with meat. It's supposed to like it tenderizes meat.
Yeah.
So like on the surface, your butt's hard from it.
Yeah.
But like the tissue underneath, which is what this is for, isn't.
Yeah, that makes
brings
sense.
all the juices out. It tenderizes the meat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another one that's got a good grip though. Like I can imagine that's quite comfy to hold.
Yeah, it's very comfy to hold actually.
Yeah. This is like very high up my list of favourites, possibly my favourite. This doesn't really hurt for me. This just feels really good. Even with the spiky side, like I don't really feel like the stinginess of it, even when it's breaking the skin. It just feels good.
It's good. I enjoy it.
Yeah. Let's have a look at one that is definitely scary. This one is infamous on my TikTok at this point, I think. Every time I feature this.
So many people seem to think this is to do with genitalia.
Yeah, I get that with every toy I show off. People think that we're doing something to my genitals with it. The knife steel, when we get to that, people think that goes in my ass. People think we use that for sounding. It's like, absolutely not. I don't know what people think we're doing to genitals with this. Whatever it is, it would be bad. It's not for
like the worst fleshlight ever.
Yeah. Especially because like this gets in the way.
Mm.
Wouldn't work. But yeah, this is a curry comb. These are designed for people use them either to brush horses or they use them to like brush the horsehair out of other brushes, I think. I've had many explanations from Horse Talk about this for what it's actually for, but obviously that's not why we bought it.
No.
So we use this again for impact, and it's very sharp. Like you could probably cut yourself on this just squeezing it too hard.
Just to put in perspective as well, a lot of people actually don't use them directly on horses because of like how dangerous they can be.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, the people have argued with each other in the comments about whether they're dangerous or not, and I'm not a horse person, so I'm not going to weigh in on that.
No, but the fact that people argue over it clearly shows that there is something there.
Yeah, and it's definitely sharp on a person. Like this, you've obviously had a better view of what this does to me than I have. How quickly does this break the skin?
Like 2 or 3 hits.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
And we all know that nobody argues on the internet for the sake of it. So,
of course. Yeah, I really like this. I would like to use this more, but it is very intimidating. This hurts a lot more than the vampire paddle that we'll get onto in a sec. I think because this has more weight to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a very thin paddle, but this one is hefty. And it's sharper as well, with it being metal instead of plastic. But I like this, and this is easier to clean than like wooden toys that break the skin because of it being all metal and hard plastic. This is literally just wipe clean. This is the easiest one I've had to clean, even though it's not the easiest shape for getting into all the nooks and crannies. You can still just kind of rinse it off, and you've made a good start. Yeah. What do you think of this? Because we don't use that often.
No, but I do like it. It's fun. It's just anybody who is a dom that's like super into like impact and reaction. This kind of just gets straight there. It's like 0 to 100 straight away.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And it's not as enjoyable. Like it's enjoyable seeing what it does.
Yeah.
But I much prefer something that builds up to it. This is just 0
sense.
to 100. There's no in between.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. It's not high up on my list of favourites.
Hey, this one is another one that looks a lot more basic than it is. This is another of your favourites. Do you want to talk about it?
I love this one. It's really misleading because like it's just a cheese board. I forgot I'm wearing a ring. It's just a cheese board, but one side's really like quite flat and the other's really rough, and it's really heavy.
Yeah.
Like it's quite hefty, so like it makes a good thud, and you can bleed with this.
Yeah, I think more because of the roughness than anything.
Roughness, yeah. I like to hit and drag. I think it's fun.
I've
And
noticed
this
that,
like
yeah.
this does scuff you up. So
Yeah.
I quite enjoy this one, but it's really thuddy.
Yeah. It's a good one for me because it does do the little grazes to the skin, not kind of like, it's not a proper blood play tool, but it will cause abrasions. But it's got that thuddy feeling to it as well. It's got like the initial kind of sting from the slappiness, but then it goes deep with it as well. It's a good balance.
It is good. I enjoy this one.
This leaves really good bruises on my thighs as well.
Yes.
Like not many things do, but that one, that and the belt are the two things that really bruise my thighs really well. I like that one. I thought it'd be fun to talk about floggers in general, but I've brought through probably our favourite one.
Yes.
Yeah, we've got 3 floggers. We've got this one, which is the kind of intermediate. We've got a like a soft rope flogger, which I bought years and years ago when I was just sort of doing a little bit of dabbling in kink and never really went any further, which is way too tame for me now, but it was good when Alexea was learning to use a flogger because it was hard to do any real damage with it, so it was like a safe practice one. And I've got a chain flogger as well, which Alexea doesn't use yet, but you're probably working your way up to it now that you're getting more familiar with it.
Yeah.
How have you found upgrading to this from the rope one?
Pretty much the same.
Yeah, it's a bit longer.
It's a little longer, but it's not that much more difficult.
Yeah.
I quite like it. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. I can tell you're getting more confident with like how you're aiming it now with doing like the deliberate wraparounds on my hips and stuff. That's always fun.
Yeah, I do like this one.
Yeah. Floggers are interesting because depending on how they're used, they can be really mild. Even the quite heavy ones can be quite mild. But if you're doing like hard impact with them, and if you're doing wraparounds, which is where you hit so that the tips of the flogger will wrap around the sides of the body, that can really sting. It can also be a safety issue if it's done wrong, like wraparounds around like the mid-back area can be really dangerous because of the kidneys, things like that. But if you're aiming them for the right places, it just adds a nice extra sting and some pretty bruises as well.
Yeah.
The bruises, I think they always look like stretch marks more than anything, the ones I get down the sides of my hips from this, because they're just those little tiny like stripes from the tips of the flogger. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like them. Yeah. Do you want to tell the story about when you first tried to use a flogger though?
Oh my
Because that's
God.
hilarious.
It is not hilarious.
I feel bad laughing at it, but it is funny.
It's not funny. I actually hit myself in the dick the first time I used a flogger.
I did feel bad for you. I did. I did laugh, but I did feel bad.
That hurt.
I know.
A lot. It was not fun. Not a fun time.
No.
No.
That's one of the risks with floggers, is not just doing something you don't intend to the person you're hitting, but also they're kind of flaily. You can hit yourself quite easily, yeah. I've heard of people hitting themselves in the face and stuff as well, which also not pleasant.
No.
So this is obviously a cane. There's a couple of different kinds of canes you can get. There is bamboo and rattan. Bamboo is cheaper, and this is bamboo. It's not necessarily the sort of most recommended one because it is quite uneven and very lightweight, and it can be a little bit hard to handle. But I've always gotten well with this. It's nasty, but I like it.
It's just a pain in the ass to hold.
Yeah, we need to do the pool noodle idea.
It's because I got like nails, so like when I clench my hand, it's quite difficult anyway. But like,
Yeah.
to hold this to a point where it's stable,
Yeah.
like I really am digging my own nails in.
Have you tried holding it more like almost like a pencil like that?
Because of my thumb. So when I hit you, the impact goes through the cane into my thumbnail.
Oh yeah, that would suck.
Fucking hurts.
Yeah.
I tried it. Like if I hold my thumb on it like that, the impact goes through the nail into my thumb, and it's
Ouch.
just it hurts because it takes all the impact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this. I graduated to the cane probably way earlier than I had any business to, when I'd only been doing impact play for about a month. I'd used like my rope flogger. I got this very little lightweight spanking paddle that you'll probably remember. It was like falling to bits by the time I met you, but I still had it. And the guy I was seeing at the time had like a little leather flogger, and I went from those up to this. I went out and bought one. And he hadn't even used one before, and he was like, what the fuck are you doing? But we figured it out, and yeah, I used to find it quite hard to take. Since I've been with you, I found my pain threshold has gone a lot higher, and you're good with it as well. You'll like hit me continuously with it until I'm getting close to my limit, and then you'll see that and you'll stop and give me a breather, which I think has let me take a lot more of it than I used to be able to. Like I used to sort of get to about 20 strokes and I was like pretty much done. But I've never had any issues since I've been with you, because you're just that good. What do you like about it? I know you said what you don't like with your hands, but what do you like?
It's fun, and it gets a really good reaction. And it does leave really good marks.
Yeah, they fade fast on me.
They
but
fade
are
fast
pretty.
on you, but they do leave. It does. I like the stripiness.
Yeah.
The stripes are fun.
It must be fun getting like the really neat, even stripes, like getting them really like measured out.
Yeah.
That always looks really cool.
Yeah, I really like the stripes.
Yeah.
It's probably the best part for me.
Yeah.
Reaction and the stripes.
Reaction and stripes. Let's have a look. So, frug. So this is not going internal anywhere. People always ask about this. This is not for internal use. It would be a kind of weird size, I think, for it, and also it's rough, so really a bad idea. This, like everything else that we've just shown off, is used for impact play. You seem to be very fond of this one, and I am too. Do you want to tell us what you like about it?
It's just, so with this, I think it's the way it's made. It's like knife sharpeners, loads of tiny grooves going like up and down it. So when you're hitting with it, like you can't really feel it when you're running your hands across it.
Yeah.
But when you hit with it, it does like dig into the skin. And it does take chunks out. That's a really good selling point for this. it's got a fantastic handle for me, which is fab, and it's extremely hefty,
Yeah.
and it's really thuddy, and it's quite like a close thud.
Yeah.
Like, you'll get what I mean by that. Like,
Yeah.
it's not like a slap thud. It's like a
Yeah, like the cheese board is a slap and then thud.
yeah.
Straight after. This is just thud.
and it's really good. But it does get very bloody with this.
Yeah. It
Because
doesn't
the way it's
always. We've
made.
played with it without drawing blood at all. It depends how hard you're hitting and how long you're going for. It's not like the spiky toys where you're definitely going to bleed. You can control that with how you use this.
Yeah, like, because it feels like it's smooth, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. This one feels amazing to me because when you're doing impact to like my bum and the backs of my thighs with this, the vibration, because of it being such deep impact, it goes like into the bone, and I can feel like this just buzz go all the way through me, and it's like this one is one that I most of the time just feel it as pleasure, not pain. A long session it will start to hurt, but the first sort of 5-10 minutes with this, it just feels really, really good. That and the meat tenderizer are the two that are like the most just pleasure, no pain that we have.
I agree.
Like it. Yeah. Which ones have you hit yourself with? I'm trying to remember. I know you have hit yourself with the meat tenderizer.
And that.
Have you hit yourself with this as well? What did you think of it?
It hurts.
This is one you definitely wouldn't be hitting yourself with. This I actually managed to get relatively clean last time we used it. This one is quite badly stained because we've used it a lot. These toys generally shouldn't be shared with other people because you can clean them but you can't sterilise them. It's wood and plastic. It's not suitable and it gets really bloody. So this is a vampire paddle. The little spikes on it, if anyone's ever seen those acupressure mats you can get that you lie on that are supposed to be really good for back pain, I've got one and I love it, but I am a masochist. I've not yet met anyone who isn't a masochist who likes them, so you know, I'm not sure if they actually work as intended. I think they just feel nice if you like a bit of pain. But the acupressure mats don't make you bleed unless you're using them really, really wrong, where using those same spikes on an impact toy definitely will. They're not like razor sharp, but you can feel they've got a definite sharpness to them. And when you're getting hit with any force at all with these, then they start tearing into you. This is definitely a favourite of yours, isn't it? What do you think of it?
I love it. I absolutely love this one. No, I absolutely love this one. It's a lot of fun and it leaves a big mess. It's great.
Yeah, this toy is the reason why we can't show our playroom on TikTok because of the splash zone.
The wood's starting to like.
Yeah, this needs
split.
replacing soon. We've used this a lot and we've had it a while.
Yes.
They're not expensive though. I think I paid about £15 for that. So you can potentially you could even replace them every session if you're really like concerned about the fact that they can't be fully cleaned. Yeah, you can also take these apart for more thorough cleaning if you wanted to. I don't bother and I possibly should. I think when we replace it I might start doing that, but because the spikes can be removed quite easily, you can clean it more thoroughly if you do take it apart and clean the different parts separately. But ultimately they're not going to be long-term use toys and definitely not for sharing with anyone because they just can't be got fully clean after a session and they will always get really bloody. I don't think we have used this without it drawing blood. Soles of the feet, it doesn't break the skin. Soles of the feet are tough enough that on me at least this doesn't go through the skin. It just feels really nice. I think everywhere we've used it other than that it's made a big mess.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is definitely a favourite of mine as well. I was really surprised when I first used one of these as well that it doesn't hurt as much as I would have expected. Like I would put this sort of somewhere in the middle of the toys we've looked at, maybe towards the lower end of them, to be honest. Unless you look at what's happening, for me anyway, unless I look at what's happening, it just feels basically like a lightweight spanking paddle is being used. It doesn't feel like it's breaking the skin. And then you turn around and see the mess, and then for me my pain threshold just drops as soon as I can see what's going on, so it's better for me if I don't look and I can just enjoy it and then enjoy the effect it's made afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But you enjoy looking at it.
I do enjoy it, yes.
I really like seeing, this will probably get cut out of the video, like I enjoy seeing the blood all over your hands afterwards. That's really hot. So yeah, that's our collection of toys. Can probably tell from the stuff that we've picked out to talk about, we do like impact that breaks the skin, we do like pretty hard impact, we like stuff that kind of pushes towards the edge of what I can handle. But a lot of these genuinely do just feel good. The only ones that I would say are really kind of scary pain-wise are the cane, less so these days than it used to be, the curry comb, and what's the other one? The spatula.
Yes.
The spatula, the tamest one of them, the spatula.
Yes.
Absolutely terrifying. I think my favourite of them is, it's always hard to pick just one, but I would say the meat tenderizer narrowly over the knife steel. It's a deeper impact, and you've got the opportunity to use it to make like a little bit of blood if you want to, but it's not got any kind of sharpness to it. It's just nice. It's just really nice. What about you? Which is your favourite?
Oh, spatula.
Spatula.
Yeah, definitely spatula.
Is that just because I hate it so much?
Partially. Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah, I just really like the spatula.
Yeah. Lots of noise, lots of reaction.
Yes.
Yes. Awesome. But we're hoping to continue expanding our toy collection, so we might do a follow-up to this at some point. We've got something very exciting coming soon that I think I'm going to have to do, like an unboxing video or something, because
Yes. Definitely.
that is the most expensive toy I've ever bought, but it's so
Yeah.
worth it. I cannot wait for that to arrive.
Yeah. And this justifies all my Pokemon cards.
It's not as expensive as your Pokemon
Justifies
cards.
my Pokemon cards.
You don't have to justify your Pokemon cards to anyone, my love. So that's all for this one. We'll be back very soon.